And welcome everyone. I'm the big dog, and welcome to I Love Hockey.
And
I'm here with
Pretzel?
I'm here with the great
And
Pretsel.
Piyush Dubey from India. Namaste to everyone.
Lovely. So first of all, Piyush, we're going to go through just a bit more clear on. You are one of the great men that I know in India, and I know a lot. So you've been around the hockey circle for a long period of time. Give us a little bit more of a background into how you started in hockey.
Thanks, Chris, and thanks, Crystal, for inviting me in such a good conversation. I have been in hockey. If I'm talk about the hockey coaching career, it's around 20 years,
Right.
and I have started my coaching career in 2004. And I have done a lot of grassroots level coaching. So my first job was in the central school, which is governed by the central government.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I have got an opportunity to serve in the University of Allahabad. And I was very fortunate because I was also the student of that university. So it was very interesting for me, and I was the part of physical education department and the sports department at the same time for the University of Allahabad.
Right.
And after that, in 2014, I have got selected in the Sports Authority of India, and have been posted in Sports Authority of India's one of the best center, I can say, Sonipat, which is placed in Haryana state.
It's the best centre
And
now because you were there. That's correct.
Thank you. So in that center, I was fortunate that I have produced a lot of international players, and one of the player Sumit, who was the part of the Indian Olympic team, who won the bronze medal. And apart from that, three World Cup Junior World Cup players who won the Junior World Cup in 2016. So Vikas Dahiya, Manpreet Junior, and Sumit. These three were the part of that Junior Indian core group, Junior Indian men's team who won the Junior World Cup. And
which is a very good team.
Yeah, that was the very good team. And apart from that, around 20 international players I have produced from my center. And in 2019, I have got an opportunity to work with the Indian men's team as a coach, along with Chris was there, and I was very fortunate along with his company. And we have won together the Aslan Shah silver medal. So, and after that, the biggest achievement I can say, the bronze medal in Olympics, we have won after the 41 years of gap. So yeah, that was the short story of my career, hockey career.
Yeah. And just quickly, what was the response or the reaction of the public like after you won that bronze medal?
Well, Pretsel, it was really amazing.
Yeah.
And what I felt that after winning the bronze medal in Olympics, because that was came after so long, it was a 41 years of gap. And hockey is literally when I spoke to the senior persons, like the age of 65, 70 years of age, people, they said that in the early age in India, hockey was very popular. So so like if you the World Cup is going on in India in Bhubaneswar and Rourkela, so the the number of crowd we can see nowadays, it was the same in that early age.
Right.
So hockey was that much of popular in India, and everyone was playing hockey along with some local sports as well.
Mhm.
So, and once if you not perform or if you not achieve in the bigger tournament like Olympics, Asian Games, and all, so I think the popularity little bit goes down
Yeah.
simultaneously.
Mm.
So the reaction of the people was, it's like they were waiting to Indian hockey team to achieve something big.
Yeah.
So the
Mm.
reaction was completely amazing when we came to the airport, Delhi airport. We landed. The crowd of it's too much that we cannot go out from the main gate,
Oh, right.
and
Yeah.
yeah. So the we got the news that you guys cannot go through. Even of the lot of security, they arranged a bus for us to go to the another gate,
Yeah.
but people got to know that okay, these guys are coming out from that gate, so they were running to that
And
gate
running there.
also. Yeah. And the whole road, it's around Ashoka hotel. We were staying in the Ashoka hotel, and a lot of ceremony was there. So
Mm.
the whole road was uh, filled by the people. They have flowers, garland in their hands, and they just throwing on the garland and flowers, petals on us, and
Yeah.
cheering us. So that was literally amazing. And not from in Delhi. Even if when I go around the India, so like my birthplace, Mathura,
Yeah.
even in my wife's house, Agra, it
Yeah.
was a huge celebration, and where I studied, Prayagraj, Uttar Pradesh. So it's like all over the India when players have went to their hometown, it's a huge celebration.
Yeah.
Huge.
So we feel very proud, and of course the responsible as well. So I must say these are the blessings. I don't count it as a respect. I count it as a blessing of the people,
Yeah.
and the love they have shown. It gives you more. It makes you more responsible, and it gives you that okay, we have achieved something, but we need to stay that performance, and we need to achieve more.
Yeah.
Mm. And one of my favorite questions with you is after seeing the video, and I think we'll follow up, like we said before, we'll get Prets to put it on the
Yeah.
podcast. You were, I'm not going to say a god, but close after winning that. How many people lined
No,
the streets and for how far? For you personally.
yeah, well, for me, it was really amazing, and I must say again that I receive a lot of blessings from my people as well. And it was, if I talk about my hometown, it's like around 2-3 kilometers long. You can The people were there on their bikes, on their cars, and they have a tricolor, the national flag in their hands, and the what do you call, the drums.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing, because the security reason, I have met to the district magistrate and the superintendent of police, so they have arranged the lot of thing, and a lot of political people were also there to welcome me.
Mhm.
And I used to say that it's not my welcome, it was the welcome of the victory we have achieved, and it
Yeah.
was the unite effort. Uh, so I was receiving the love in terms of the what we have achieved together.
Yeah.
Mm, fantastic. That is just amazing. Now, you had to step away after too many celebrations of having all the people giving you blessings. No, they've promoted you to something that is very special because you're now the next step to grow the game through all of India and to express all your passion and love to put that into the up and coming athletes. Now, I'm not going to give it all away, but give us your title and why and what you're looking to do.
Yeah. So after that, the Indian government has given me an opportunity. They offer me to work as a high performance manager of India for hockey, and I accepted that offer because I think because I have worked for 20 years in for hockey in India especially, and I understand what is the grassroots level in India and how we can plan to those grassroots athletes, good athletes, to the elite athletes. So that's why I accept this opportunity, and I can say that after coming in this new responsibility, I have created a lot of good schemes as well. So I don't know if you allow me to speak for those schemes as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Give us an
Okay.
overview. There'll be a lot
Okay.
of kids in all the academies everywhere, over India listening, because I'm sure they want to be able to make that next step. And
tell us about that pathway.
Yes. So we have 10 NCOEs. So NCOE is National Center of Excellence for hockey. So we have 10 National Center of Excellence in hockey in all over the India. And apart from that, we have around 17 to 18 small training centers from Sports Authority of India. So apart from this, we have 10 accredited academies accredited by the Khelo India. So I'll little bit explain about the Khelo India. Khelo India is a very visionary scheme of the Honorable Prime Minister of Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, and the vision is to make the India as a sports nation in coming future. So Indian government funding a lot of tournaments, and they set the talent identification team as well for all sports. And so recently we have started the Khelo India Leagues. If I talk about the hockey, we have started especially for the women because the performance of the Indian women team in the Olympics was very good, and they finished fourth and the first time in history. And not only in hockey, in all over the sports, Indian women have proven their, the talent, and uh, I mean, they can do not less than the men, if I say so. We are giving a lot of funding to the women athletes as well. So in hockey, we have started Khelo India Women's Hockey League, under 21 and the under 16 as well.
Wow.
Because both these categories are very special. If you are looking for the 28 or 32 or more Olympics, so we need to nurture. Yes. So in India, we have three categories: sub junior, which is in under 16; junior, which is under 21; and the senior is above 21. So my plan is to nurture Indian women athletes as well through these Khelo India leagues. So we have set the Khelo India leagues in such a manner that it will complete in a 3 phases, and it will give more opportunity to play and to show the talent of the athletes. Because Chris can understand much better, because if your training is getting a training, but if she or he is not getting enough tournament, the competitive matches, they cannot assess their ability, and the coaches also can't assess their athletes and their ability as well. tournament gives an opportunity for the coaches as well. Okay, what are they doing are they doing right things or not? Are they on the right path or not?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
It's important.
So once you go to the tournaments, you can assess yourself, the weakness, the strength, and once you come back, you can work on those areas, and again you will get an opportunity to play another good tournament.
Definitely.
And this Khelo India program, the Khelo India Leagues, is we involved the federation as well, the Hockey India. The complete technical part is we have handed over to the Hockey India to organize such Khelo India Leagues and all. So apart from that, recently, as you are seeing the lot of advertisement going on to the social media platform that Khelo India Youth Games 2022 is going to be happen in one of the state, Madhya Pradesh, and around 6,000 athletes in all over the sports will participate in this Khelo India Games. And if we count the technical persons and all over the people involved in this Khelo India Games is around 10,000 people, including all technical officials, athletes, and all. So these Khelo India Games are very visionary scheme of the Honorable Prime Minister of Narendra Modi ji. And as I said earlier, that his plan to make this India build this India as a sports nation. So we give a lot of fund to organize this Khelo India Games, and these are not less than I can say the mini Olympics, because we set the standard at the of just similar to the international level. The equipments, the staying facility, the accommodation, the food, everything is just like an international level. So it's
great
fourth.
development.
Yes, it's a great development, and the response of the athletes we have received from the last 4 years was amazing, and a lot of quality products. So if I talk about the hockey, first time Hockey India has organized the qualifier for the Khelo India Youth Games. So it gives you an idea that how much popularity these Khelo India Youth Games are getting, because now federations has planned to organize a qualifier before the Khelo India Youth Games.
And how many teams are we talking for the youth games? If there's qualification and knockout.
Yes, so it's top 8 states for hockey, men and women both. So it's focused in under 18 category.
Right.
Okay.
And apart from that, we are planning for the university games as well. So that will be the separate thing, and it's still under process. And I think in April we can hold that Khelo India University Games as well.
Wow.
So apart from that, we have Khelo India athlete scheme as well, in which we give an athlete around 6,20,000 rupees scholarship throughout the year, in which 10,000 rupees per month cash is given to the athlete. And apart from that, the complete scholarship is converted into the facilities. So facilities like the training facility, coaching facility, food, sports science facility, tournament exposure, and all. So yeah, so and they will get these Khelo India scholarship at least for 2 years, and then once he or she inducted in this scheme, we assess that athlete twice in a year, that what his or her performance, and we have created a system. And once I came in the picture, I have put a lot of sports science and some other things as well. That what should be the criteria, what should be the norms of induction, and something like that. So at the moment, we have around 187 Khelo India athletes
Right.
in hockey, and they really performed at the elite level. Some of the
Mm.
players are Indian men and women both teams, even
Yep.
in the junior as well, and they are giving their good performance. So these kind of schemes, especially for the kids, those who coming from the very humble family,
Mhm.
and those who can't afford such a good facilities by their own. So Indian government coming up, and we are giving a support to those athletes as well. So
That's great.
yeah, and a lot of other scheme I'm still planning, and let's see that what best we would do in the future.
Including international travel.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
forget that.
Don't forget
Thanks for
me.
reminding me. No, of course. And so that was the very great initiative
Yeah.
taken by the Indian government, and I was the part of it. I was very fortunate. So we have planned the international exposure for the athletes, those who are getting training in our excellence center. We called it NCOE.
Yeah.
And recently, I have tied up with the Ciriello, and because he's the head of the
Big
Asian
dog.
engagement for hockey,
Yeah.
and definitely we'll do a lot of things together in coming future.
Mm.
So now we are now I'm sending under 21 men and women team to the foreign exposure. So I think this is the very good opportunity for the players, and it gives a lot of motivation. I think the motivation is the biggest part to hold you in anything, and it sports is very much required. So once
No.
the athlete know, okay, if I played well, I get an opportunity to play abroad as well, and it gives the things in a both way. If our athlete go for some other country, they will learn a lot of techniques, a lot of new tactics, advanced skills, and the coaches as well. They interact to the international coaches, and they learn a lot of things. And once, so it will be on a reciprocal basis. So we will invite the abroad good hockey clubs to our country as well. So it will be on a reciprocal basis, and I think it will be a great initiative for those kids.
Absolutely. Now you're doing a lot of great things. You're a very smart guy as well. You didn't touch on all the different degrees and sports science and psychology and everything else you've touched, which is great because you're bringing that into not only a younger level but also on a professional basis, which I think is great for all the young and up and coming Indian players to learn. They're going to come through. But tell us what you're looking for. So if I'm young and I want to get an NOCE. I want to get into one of the national excellence centers. What do I need to be doing? Give us a
Yes,
quick breakdown.
exactly. Yeah. So what I have set up for especially for the NCOE, I have created a uniform training strategy. So if you are training in NCOE Sonipat, if you get transferred to the NCOE Mumbai, you will get the exact syllabus. I call it syllabus because it makes more clarity to the people. So it will be the same syllabus. It means if I talk about the structure will be the same, and the training
Continuity.
environment, the periodization will almost the same. But of course, the periodization is a thing which should be the very flexible, depends on the athlete's recovery condition and all. But the main thing is to create a uniform training structure, which I have made for all the NCUEs, and that uniform structure connected to our national program. So whatever the structure, Indian hockey women's and men's team are playing, the same structure I have planted to all the NCOEs. So whenever NCOE player gets selected to the national program, they don't feel that, oh, I mean, it will be not that difficult to that guy to understand the structure, the scenarios. So if I go a little deeper, so like what is ball start 0, what is ball start 5, all sort of thing, the penalty corner defense, the penalty corner attack. How do we take all those things in national program? And what is the defensive structure, what is the offensive structure, and all those things I have implemented into the NCA. So once men or women, if they got opportunity to select in the national program, they gel more quickly than the
Absolutely.
other athletes.
So we're talking about sort of tactical structure, systems, specialist stuff there. What about skill based? What are we looking for? Because I know I've been a few different academies through North India, and there's a famous one with Manpreet, Mandeep, Varun, all the guys, Christian. And when I first went there, the session was a lot about the old Indian tiki-taki stuff, skill, and then trying to understand the different process in passing. But I know that you're going to make a big change in all of that.
Yes. So I have already made a principle of play, which includes the basic skills, the advanced skills, and all type of things. So as you said, of course, there are certain skills, and we need to perform, which gives you play more easy at international level or whatever the level you are playing. So
Yeah.
one of the example like open receiving, which is very crucial skill, and it gives you a lot of opportunity. It opens a lot of opportunity if your athlete do a open receiving. So this is just one of the examples. So I have set the criteria that any NCA athletes must perform or the sharpen their skills. So like open receiving and tackling. So there are lot of kind of tacklings, but when to go flat, when to go jab, when to go block tackle, these sort of things I have every time I'm in touch with the Indian coaches, the NCAA coaches, and I have programmed recently that all the NCAA coaches have gone to the national women's team, and they have spent some time with the Yonika Shopman. So they got to know everything that 1 week of time, what should be the schedule, how do they take the video analyst, video analyzing, and what is the recovery system. So all type of things, because the grooming of coaches is one of the biggest part. If you can't groom the coaches, you can't you can't expect coaches to groom their athletes. So it is very important thing, and I'm continuously in touch with the coaches, and along with the Hockey India, we are trying to groom our coaches as well. So time to time, a lot of Zoom classes and a lot of physical classes we are organizing to groom our coaches as well, so they can understand the current and the international scenario. And in this World Cup, I have deputed all the NCAA coaches to watch the World Cup matches physically, and I have given some task as well. So enjoy the hockey, but you need to do the work as well.
Do the homework.
So I have, yes,
There's always
yes.
homework.
So, yeah.
As you know,
So I've given, yeah. So they can even understand, okay, how international teams do the warm up, how the substitution takes place, what are the structure. If I'm telling them, they must see those things as well, and I think telling is not that effective. Watching is more effective. So
Definitely.
that's why, yeah. So a lot of programs I have put on the place to groom our coaches as well.
I think there's a
So
big point there. It's called unconscious competence.
Yep.
So when you know in here, you know it so well, you just everything becomes automated. And I think with a lot of good coaches, and I think it's good because you've coached at all different levels, which the same as what I have. You have that ability to drop down in a different level, and you explain it to like you're explaining to a 5-year-old, which is always an interesting way to explain. But these are the things when as a good coach, and I've seen it all the way, that a lot of coaches expect that every player or staff member will know what I'm thinking or the way I've done it or the way it should be done. And I think there's a big miss in that a lot of the time. So you have lots
that's
of different
true.
athletes coming through. Talking about the World Cup now, we've had a few interesting results. I say we because being part of India for a long period of time, and those guys, as we spend time together, become part of your family, and you spend more time. We spent more time together than I spent with my own wife, and your own wife and kids. So having that understanding and then watching the guys play, give us a bit of the background on not India, but the feeling of the tournament so far, and then we'll jump into India.
What should I say? It's a great event, and especially for India people because it's happening in India. And the people were saying that now India is not in the competition, the people will don't come, but that's not true. And still, the seats are filled with the people, and they are still giving their love to the hockey. And I think to become a hockey nation, it is very important. And of course, these kind of tournaments, there are a lot of setbacks as well. So I think all the nations like Australia, Belgium, Netherlands, they achieve where do they need to the achieve, so like quarterfinal or semifinals.
Yeah.
But of course, if you look the Korea now is in quarterfinal, but not they have beaten, if I'm not wrong, they
They
have
beat
beaten
Argentina.
Argentina, yes.
Yeah.
So this is another setback,
Yeah.
So these things happens, but and you can't take any team, that
Lightly.
okay,
Yeah.
you cannot take any team on a lighter note in such big tournaments. So
Definitely.
you need to prepare yourself, and I can see as we discussed earlier, the Australia match against the Spain. The Spain really did a wonderful performance. He was the third in the pool
Yeah.
in the league, and they finish 3-4, I guess, in the quarterfinal against the Australia. And I think Chris was saying that some of the guy was saying that Australia will finish 8-0. So and I think in such tournaments, this is my analysis because I'm not sure if Chris will agree or not. I think Australia have started a very safe, which usually it's not the Australian style. And I was very surprised to see the Australian team even in the Junior World Cup. They were playing the final against India, I think.
Yep.
And the not final, or that was final.
No, final. Yep. India won.
Yeah, yeah. So they were playing completely the 50, and that was not the Australian style. They gives a lot of pressure on you, yeah, and a lot of space to play you, but it depends on the strategy, coach, and there is no doubt about the ability of Australian players. They have proven many times. So I think that was the part of their strategy, but still I think the attack is the best strategy to
Yes,
defense. So yeah.
I agree with you. Pressure. I think it's the structure that they're playing is more of a fall away or zonal, similar to the Europeans, which means you don't have the ball as often, and that means you might win it further back and you get more space to break, but you're still competing against other teams that are just as fast. So I'd rather win the ball all the way up near the attacking goal, and then I have to get through 3 people, then win it in my back corner, and then have to beat 11 and 100 yards to be able to score a goal. So, yeah, I agree that they're a bit different. And also, I think for those listening now, the reverse press of Australia, when the ball goes behind and then coming back and working hard, I don't think has been as trademark as what it has previously. And again, I don't know the ins and outs of the structure and the change. Maybe they want to keep the ball back or in that zone, so they're not tackling as much. But we're talking about 2 different styles. We talk about intercept tackling, which Argentina and Spain do pretty well. And then we talk about actually tackling the ball, which is the skills that Piyush was teaching before or talking about. So for those that are watching, have a look at the different qualities and the styles and how they fit within the structure. So I think Australia are a bit lucky to get out of that with a 4-3 win. And Andrew Chanda, he made the save on that stroke. I think the Spanish guy will not be happy because I think it was quite an easy save.
He went
but
to
he
the
flicked
same spot
exactly
he
the same
went to
spot.
last time.
Yeah, as Press was telling me, I'm just stealing his thunder now. Flicked in the same spot, but also, as Piyush knows, he does a lot of goalkeeping coaching, or did. In that range between that hand movement, and it's a lot easier to be able to save low or high, and you're about to flick to get to a shootout. You got to commit to it. It didn't seem like for me, he really just wanted to score and give it all. But nevertheless, you take your opportunities, and there was a couple of good fight backs from Spain. So I think under Max Caldos, he's done a good turnaround for the players and really got them to focus, which is nice.
What I think is really interesting is a lot of these teams that people expect to be walking over, the longer they're in the game, the more difficult they become to beat. Their belief just goes up, the energy levels go up, and that momentum sometimes is very difficult to counter.
Oh, definitely. Well, I think that happens a lot now. So I look at it a little while ago before it went to quarters, we played 235 minutes. The fitter you were, you'd run over teams. And the psychological aspect when the clock counts down from 5, 3, 2, 1, and even when you previously played 35 minutes, you see 9 minutes on the clock, that more than 2/3 are gone.
Yeah.
When you look at 9, you think, oh, we've got plenty of time. Then all of a sudden you see 3, 2, 1, knowing that every quarter you get that different pressure and different people respond differently under that. And I can see some people going to their shell. Even part of the Australian team in the last couple of games, people that really stood up and taken the game on. I haven't seen, well, for me, enough of that. But that's not only them, that's a lot of teams. But you throw the crowd in India, excitement, the fireworks, all the NCOE coaches. So, it's an exciting tournament to have. Shall we touch on India, Piyush? My heart is broken, but let's touch on it. Give us your rundown of the game. How did you feel, or how did you think the team went?
Well, for my feeling, it was actually very disheartening. Not only for me, the all people of India, because the expectations were very high of this team, and but as I said, it happens a lot of setback in such a big games. I mean, if you look at if we talk about a little technical part, I think if you look the stats, they have kept the ball for a longer time, and they have get the enough circle and trees as well. But the biggest problem, I think, was the finishing. Uh, as much as they got the circle penetration, but they couldn't score as much as they got the circle entries. And apart from that, the penalty corner was the biggest issue. I should say that, and Harmanpreet is already accepted. Of course, the legend is sitting in front of me. And so yeah, and some of the defensive work, I must say that like the marking and the actual tackle, Chris usually used to say this term a lot of time, that pretending a tackle and doing actual the tackling, it plays a bigger difference, bigger difference. So yeah, I think these types of thing, and India couldn't achieve the level we were expecting. And but of course, still, I want to say to all the people, those who are listening to us, because it's a sports person's life, and no one want to lose. And the players do the hard training. They have done a lot of sacrifices as well, and I think they have done they have gone through all the technical training and all the parts, but sometime you win, and sometime you lose, but we need to stand along with our team, because it's just a part of your sports life. You can't win every time, but of course we need to learn from this tournament, and we need to rectify, we need to work on those areas where we were lacking in this tournament. And I'm pretty much sure that these kids will come up with the flying colors in the next coming tournaments, and the pro leagues and the Asian Games, and the next Olympic. So everything is on the, the clock is now, it's saying 987. So I think the countdown is begin for everything.
Absolutely.
So they
And
need
obviously
to tie up their shoes.
Big focus Asian Games, Olympic qualifiers.
Yes. So if they could achieve that thing, I think the qualifying pressure will goes, and it will give them a lot of confidence as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
There's still a lot there to play for. I mean, you still got world rankings that are jumping around at the moment with some of those games. So like you mentioned, there's Pro League coming up. I guess the other big one is being able to play in front of your home crowd, like at home, is massive, and have some of those crowds there, and other international people there. So there is still a lot left in the the remaining matches of the tournament as well for some of these younger players, like you said, to be able to pick up some of this tournament experience, because this is another part of a tournament experience, right? You'll mark it down as one that you probably never want to have happen again. So you take some learnings, and like you said, you put that into your memory bank, and work on developing that so you can be stronger the next time you come out.
Definitely.
Yes, definitely. So playing in front of your home crowd is also it's a good thing, but it gives you a little bit pressure as well. So but you need to understand that, and in a coaching process we need to we taught those things as well, that how to handle such pressure. And I think a lot of tournament are happening in Bhubaneswar, and Roukella we went first time. So especially the Indian team are getting used of playing in front of their home crowd and such a big crowd. So of course, but for the younger generation, those who are recently added in the Indian team,
Mhm.
it's of course a learning for them to play in front of such a big crowd. Yeah.
Yeah. And you touched on Roukella as obviously from what we're hearing from some of the contacts and people we know is an amazing venue and something that can you tell us I know you mentioned to us previously how long took to put together and I know some of the athletes are just really loving the setup that you've got there so can you give us a little bit more information about that.
Yes, of course. It is actually it is developed by the Odisha government,
Yeah.
and I must say the chief minister of this Odisha state, he is a very much loving hockey lover, I should say.
Yeah.
And Odisha is also the sponsor of Indian hockey team.
Mm-hmm.
And but apart from the sponsorship, the chief minister, Honorable Naveen Patnaik ji, he gives their special, the touch, and they makes you feel like home. So whenever the Indian hockey team comes to this state, Odisha, Bhubaneswar, we feel like we came to the home,
Yeah.
and they welcome in such a manner. They provide the facilities and all. So I think that Rourkela Stadium is the biggest hockey stadium in the world, and they just developed this hockey stadium in just a 15 months of time.
Wow.
It's amazing.
So that was the yeah, it's really amazing. And as you said that you have received feedback from the other athletes that the facilities and all the things in that stadium is very much of international level, and it gives a good feel once you go and play in such types of stadium where you receive 21,000 people in one stadium. I think it's like a dream to play hockey in front of such a big crowd,
Yeah.
and the crowd, those who are cheering you up. And I think Indian people, they are very humble, and they cheer up to all the other teams as well. If you
Mhm.
perform well, they cheer you up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. No, they're a huge following of hockey, and I think, like I said previously, we've got about 14 sponsors on the FIH page.
Yeah.
2 are owned by I think FIH, and the other 10 out of 12 or 9 out of 12 are all Indian sponsors.
Yeah.
So Tatars and Odisha. So that amazing following of hockey and support. I think a lot of people around the world need to understand that, and that's what's driving hockey at the moment.
Yeah.
And the more support all over the world, we can keep growing the game.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I must say that the Hockey India, the way they are organizing things, they are very professional, and the things they take up, it's really amazing, especially for the Indian hockey.
Mhm.
I think Hockey India has play a biggest role to upbringing, to uplifting the hockey in our nation. So
Definitely.
they are very professional and very visionary,
Yeah.
and of course collaborating with the Indian government, especially the present Indian government, which is led by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, and the Chief Minister of Odisha government, Naveen Patnaik ji. I think all these three institutions are playing a biggest role to uplifting the hockey in the nation.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, they've done a fantastic job. It's
Yeah.
amazing the support, the love, and just the way the players get treated, and for to host 16 countries in one city previously in 2018, and and then to shift that on and have it in two different one state but two different stadiums, and rebuild everything from the airport to 400 bed accommodation is absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Last question, I'm going to pick your brain just because you're a smart hockey fella. Who's going to win, or who's going to play in the final for the World Cup, and who's going to win? And what's the score?
Oh,
Oh,
Three
yeah.
parts.
3 questions.
No, one. There's a slash.
you want to know the man of the match? You want to know the man of the match as well?
Sure.
Yeah, why not?
No, I'm not an astrologer, but of course, my expectation is definitely Australia
Mhm.
and the Belgium. And these two teams, my expectations that they will definitely play the finals, but not sure. You can't say anything nowadays, especially what could happen in hockey. And recently, we have seen the quarterfinals. Spain did a tremendous job against Australia.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Korea beat Argentina.
Yep.
So you can't predict very
No.
in a very definitely manner, you know. So, but of course, if you look at the previous performance, and so on the basis of that, I can predict. It's just my thoughts that Australia is a Belgium. I think from my side should go to the finals, but there's a Netherlands as well. So, and still the Germany and England,
Yep.
it's going to be happen.
It's
And
going to be a good game.
so let's see,
That would be a
of
very
course.
good game.
And yeah, definitely, it's the most awaited game. I must say the most interesting quarterfinal should be the Germany and England.
Mhm.
So let's see what could happen. And for me, if I look around, but it's very difficult to say. But if I need to, if you want to choose me a one team, I will pick Australia to win the World Cup.
Oh,
There you go.
I
Big
like it.
call.
You
You
said
heard
it
it here.
first. We'll have to have you back on to review that
Yeah.
and give us the
So
analysis of the game.
okay, I don't want to put the you in a difficult situation. I know you put the people in a difficult situation, which for the betterment, of course, you know.
Of
Once you
course.
put a people in a difficult situation, they come up
He likes
always
to
in a
challenge people.
sharp. Yes.
Definitely. Well,
So,
that's
what's your thought, Chris? What's your thought? Of course, I want to know.
well, I think it's probably you're probably right in Australia versus either Belgium. I think Belgium will make the final. So I think we're looking at the semi-finals, Australia, Germany, which I think England are going to get beaten, and then Holland will play Belgium. I think Belgium will be just that little bit sharper. An Australia Belgium final with Belgium winning. The only
Oh,
team to go
okay.
back to back.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be
I
the
just think
first, one of the few teams that have done back to back.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I think it'll be interesting to see because the longer you stay in the team in the games, either with Belgium or Australia, means that you're in the game for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
You're a better off chance of winning. So they do shut it down quite well. But I think it'd be an exciting game, and I'm looking forward to watching it anyway. Prets, quick one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give us a result and who.
I think I am going to agree. I think those two teams are the ones that will progress. I think it's going to be. I think it will go to a shootout. Actually,
Another one. Back-to-back shootouts.
Yeah, I think it will go to a shootout. I think Belgium. You know, I'd like to see them. There's a lot of wisdom in that coaching team. And I don't think we've seen their full potential just yet. I think you'll see them step up at every stage, every game moving forward. But yeah, I'd like to see them go back to back.
Ooh, I like the challenge. All right. Well, this has been Chris Ciriello, or the big dog, here with
Pretsel.
and on I Love Hockey, and we're with the great man Piyush. Piyush, And thanks very much for your time. Any last words of wisdom, Piyush?
Well, I just want to extend my thanks to Chris and the Pretsel as well, that you guys giving me an opportunity to interact with you and all the other people, those who are listening us.
Yeah.
And I'm very fortunate that Chris is my mate, and we have spent a lot of time with the Indian men's team, and we have won a lot of tournaments as well. And he was also the very, we won the bronze medal, but we cannot forget Chris, the amount of work he has put into build that bronze medal team. So thank you, Chris, for being all the time for us. And thank you, Pretsel, for inviting on me on this platform. Thank you to all the listeners.
You're welcome.
Lovely.
You're welcome.
You've heard it here first, Prets. You want to close her out?
Yeah, Piyush, I just want to say, you're building a really good foundation. It's really interesting to see and hear all the, the strategies and pathways you're putting in place with the Indian government to make India a sporting nation. I think, my heritage is in Indian. It's been really good to see the way the game is developing and other sports coming through. We definitely want to get you back and hear more about that journey and what's unfolding as you put this plan into action. And we do wish you all the best. And who knows, we would like to get over there at some stage. Maybe Chris and I can do an in-person interview with you over there, and you can give us a bit more guidance on some of these centers and things like that. I'd definitely like to get over there and have it out. That is episode 7 of I Love Hockey. You're speaking, or you're listening to Pretsel. Remember to subscribe and stay up to date with all the latest. And you're here with
the big dog.
Yep.
Prince Piyush Dubey.
Thanks, guys, for listening, and we look forward to seeing you, listening to us here, hearing us on the next podcast.